Long before the modern map drew lines between Africa and Europe, the Roman Empire stretched its influence across the Mediterranean shores of North Africa, a region of bustling ports, olive groves, and wealthy cities. From this corner of the empire came a man whose name would echo through the marble halls of Rome, Lucius Septimius Severus. Born in 145 CE in Leptis Magna, a grand city on the Libyan coast, in what is now modern-day Libya, Severus was the son of a Punic family, blending Carthaginian heritage with Roman ambition. His hometown, enriched by trade and agriculture, was a jewel of the Roman province of Africa Proconsularis. Young Severus spoke Punic, Latin, and Greek, and from an early age his eyes turned toward Rome, the beating heart of an empire that promised power to those bold enough to seize it. Severus's rise was not handed to him. He maneuvered through the ranks with discipline and cunning, first as a senator, then as a governor, and later as a general. Rome, during this period, was no stranger to civil strife. The empire's frontiers were restless. Emperors fell to daggers in the dark, and the Senate's authority waned. In this chaos, a shrewd leader could carve out a throne for himself, and Severus knew it. In 193 CE, after the brutal assassination of Emperor Commodus and the brief tragic reign of Pertinax, Rome plunged into the so-called Year of the Five Emperors. Didius Julianus, a senator, literally bought the throne from the Praetorian Guard in an auction, an act that disgusted the legions. Across the empire, powerful generals smelled opportunity. Among them was Septimius Severus, then commanding legions on the Danube frontier. Marching with his loyal soldiers, Severus advanced on Rome. Julianus, unable to muster real support, was executed as Severus entered the city as its new master. But rivals still lurked, Pescennius Niger in the east and Clodius Albinus in Britain. Severus moved swiftly. In 194 CE, he defeated Niger in a brutal campaign in Asia Minor. Then, turning westward, he outmaneuvered Albinus in Gaul. By 197 CE, Severus stood alone, master of the Roman world. As emperor, Septimius Severus reshaped the empire to secure his power. He distrusted the Senate, favoring the loyalty of the army above all. He expanded soldiers' privileges, increased their pay, and allowed them to marry, a reform that bound the legions tighter to the throne, but strained Rome's coffers. Severus also poured wealth into his native Leptis Magna. Under his patronage, the city blossomed into a showcase of Roman grandeur in Africa. Its harbors expanded, markets built, and the magnificent Severan Arch erected to proclaim his glory. To this day, the ruins of Leptis Magna stand among the best-preserved Roman sites in the world, a testament to the African emperor who remembered his roots. Yet Severus was not merely a builder, but a ruthless consolidator of power. He purged senators he deemed disloyal, crushed dissent, and ruled with an iron hand. He once advised his sons, "Enrich the soldiers and despise all others." This maxim would guide his dynasty, but also plant seeds of future strife. In 208 CE, at an age when most men sought peace, the aging emperor set out for one last campaign, to Britain, where rebellious tribes north of Hadrian's Wall defied Rome's grip. With his sons Caracalla and Geta beside him, Severus led his legions into the cold, wet highlands of Caledonia, modern Scotland. He ordered roads built through bog and forest, fortresses erected, and tribes harried into submission. But the Scottish weather and guerrilla tactics sapped his strength more than any spear. In 211 CE, exhausted and gravely ill, Septimius Severus died in York, far from the sun-baked streets of Leptis Magna. His sons, Caracalla and Geta, inherited an empire and his bitter rivalry. Within a year, Caracalla murdered Geta, cementing his own cruel reputation and continuing the Severan dynasty in blood and betrayal. Though his line would not last forever, Septimius Severus's legacy endured. He was the first emperor born in Africa, a testament to Rome's vast, multicultural reach. He showed that Rome's highest throne was not reserved for men of old Roman families, but for any ambitious soul who could bend the legions to his will. Severus's reign was the last before the empire truly began its long, slow decline toward the crises of the 3rd century. Some historians see him as the bridge between Rome's golden age and its turbulent twilight, a symbol of strength and foreboding at once. Septimius Severus, the African emperor who reminded Rome that greatness could rise from any province, that power, once seized, could shape the world, and that the echoes of ambition can reach across centuries, from a sunlit city on Africa's coast to the cold stone remnants of an empire that once ruled the known world.